Hey everybody, how's it going? We are here with a general and timeless reading. Before we get started, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. I'm seeing that you're working to balance like your intellect with your intuition, like needing to use both of them. So it's like leaning on how you're feeling, but then also making sure that it's not only solely leaning on feeling, like it's also using your even like intellectual discernment. Seeing a lot of blue here, like light blue. We're starting off with the with the Seven of Wands. There can be something. Whenever I see the Seven of Wands, I just think of unpopular opinion. Like, you may hold on to something or be saying something and other people don't agree with you. Or you may feel like you're sort of fighting for your life in a situation or fighting for your opinion. Or there can be something that you're feeling protective over. But this feels almost like, I don't know, something could have caught you up emotionally and you could have been like, no, it didn't. Maybe you feel even defensive towards your own emotions. Could also feel like a lot of eyes are on you, or just somebody's gaze, really feeling that, but maybe in an uncomfortable way. Yeah, you're like, I'm starting this thing, nobody's gonna tell me what to do. It's like your mom and your brother and your best friend and everybody else like, hey, I don't know if that's a great route to be going down. You're like, I don't care, I'm going down it anyway. Yeah, I get this. Like, maybe it's something that you're doing, you're not telling your friends about it, or you just like don't want to hear what other people have to say. It's something important enough to you where you're like, I don't need anybody's permission. I'm gonna do this and I don't care what you think. It's like one of those vibes. Do your thing. You're like, I'm investing in it. I don't know, maybe like you have people around you that you don't feel supported. That's the deal. You don't feel supported. You have this thing that you're really into, like nobody understands. You don't even want to explain yourself anymore. Like you explained enough. You know what? I want to get a little bit further before I... Ooh, wow. Okay, I want to get just a little bit further before I bring this up. Yeah, nobody's going to tell you. All right, it's the time. So, when I transitioned from the job that I had before to doing this now, here in front of everybody, my last job was a stark contrast from what I'm doing now. I had a very different lifestyle. I was in a very different space, like spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and I was not connected with things in the way that I am now. When I went through my awakening, I woke up to the fact that I was not meant to be in the job that I was in anymore. However, me switching over to doing what I'm doing now, because it was such a stark contrast, even from like what I had been doing my entire life. My background is in psychology, for those of you that are curious. That's what I went to school for. I was like in a clinical setting. Doing something like this was really not on the menu for me until it became on the menu. But anyway, when I went to switch from the job that I had to doing this now, it was like such a big risk that I was taking. Other people around me like didn't understand why I was doing what I was doing. And so this is feeling very reminiscent of like, you may have something that you're like, I don't care if like nobody else supports me. I will like go down with this ship because this is something that I want to do. And you may feel that like nobody is seeing the vision, but you see the vision And that's really all that matters. But right now I'm seeing your guides be like, defend it if you have to. You also don't have to like get into conversations with everybody telling them about what you do, but like stand up for what you believe in. Because you do have a vision here. Like, this is for real. So, and I mean, look how things turned out, you know, when you really are just going off of what your intuition is telling you and you believe that and you trust that and you know that things are going to work out and like this is something really solid for you, like you've thought about it, you don't need the validation from anybody else. And for some of you, you're really not getting it. Meaning you're not getting the validation from anybody else and you're still going to do this anyway. Like, I'm seeing you be out in the ocean and you're like, that's the wave. That's the one that I'm going to ride. But like nobody else is understanding how, what, when, where, why. And you're like, it's okay that you don't see it. You're going to. Like, this is the type of energy that I'm getting for you. Get it? You maintaining the vision is going to be so important. You have to stay connected to this. You have to stay on this wave. You're going to be able to accomplish what you're setting out to accomplish. But yeah, it may, like other people may really not be able to see this, but you're just working from a different space, you know? Like, you're just on another level. It is being confirmed that whatever it is that you need to have to make this happen, you have it. Like, you got it. And if you don't, it will be provided for you. Like, dreams really do come true. This feels like your moment. I'm seeing you be very serious with something. I don't think that just because like other people don't really get what you're doing, I'm not really seeing you back down. If anything, you may sort of stand more firmly in your position. Because you know what you're feeling, and nobody knows what you're feeling except for you, you know? Like, nobody can tell you what you're feeling. And you're like, why would I have been drawn to this in the first place if this thing wasn't for me? Like, I'm supposed to do something with this. And I'm seeing it's something that you're in some sort of creative position here, like manifesting something that you want. I'm hearing that you're going to get more details about this. Maybe even how to sort of stabilize. You could also be having somebody help you out that has sort of like found a way to accomplish something like this or something similar to this and been able to like get it to be concrete, like created a foundation. So yeah, you may be like looking to somebody that you can connect with. This is feeling somewhat like a mentor vibe, but it may not be as official as that. You may just be like getting information from other people that you feel like are like you want to embrace or embody like aspects of those people's journeys. Take what you can and then sort of like apply it to your own process is how I'm seeing this. I'm hearing you'd be surprised to know. I'm looking at the Tower. I'm also hearing something about a breakout role. Yeah, it's like things are happening all over the place. But I'm seeing you just sort of looking at it and being like, okay, like what do I make now with it? What do I create now with it? It's kind of like anything. I'm not seeing you be deterred. Like this process feels very like things are constantly shifting and moving and shaking all over the place. And you're like, okay, I see what it is now. Like, let me adapt to it and do what I need to do. Like, I'm seeing you just kind of going back and forth. Like, I'm seeing you be very, very fluid in a very fluid energy. like even the towers coming, which can be so daunting, like a tower coming through and maybe shaking some things around. And I'm just seeing you be very like chill about it, like just sort of observing what's going on and being like, okay, what do I do with that now? Or like, what is that informing me of? What is that telling me? So I'm just seeing you like take everything right now as a sign that you're sort of using, and again, like bringing back to and applying to your process. And maybe this has also been the whole point too, where nothing's even really like that big of a deal anymore. I'm just seeing you kind of continuously adjusting to what you need to adjust to, like being very adaptable here. For some of you too, I'm seeing you get like news that you hadn't been expecting, or information that you hadn't been expecting about like someone, or this can even be some sort of establishment that's breaking apart. Yeah, it's like you see something that's starting to like break apart, to fall apart, to disintegrate, and I'm seeing you just look at it like you're taking it all in, and then I'm seeing it start to kind of build where you may be feeling that tension or that stress that happens like right before a very big change, but then I'm seeing that change is going to happen. It's almost like it's like this pressure that's building and building and building, and when you're like, oh, I can't take it anymore, something like it shifts into form, like it changes form, something shape shifts. But if you're in a space where you're like fighting against that, it's like embracing the fluidity of the moment and the energy. But if you are like too stagnant of like it needs to be like this, it needs to be like that, it's not going to allow things to expand in the ways that they need to. Because I'm seeing you or somebody else kind of like box something in. It's almost like trying to allow change to happen only in a vacuum, but like it doesn't only happen in a vacuum. But you may have been trying to make something happen only in a vacuum where it can be like a safe amount of change. But I'm seeing this thing is just like it can't be contained, and so it needs to come out, but it may break down some like establishments that had been there already, like things that had already been like set in stone or set in place. They're going to be coming down too, but it's only if like you're on board with that. This even feels like a collective movement, that like establishments that were set in place before, they're also going to be going through like monumental shifts and changes as well. But the challenge is to break out of the old energy and into the new energy. And so if we are like putting constraints on things where we don't allow them to evolve and change because like that's how it's always been, I'm seeing something about needing to build new bridges as well. Okay, like geography tarot now. I'm seeing stuff about like old bridges, and I don't know if this has anything to do with the reading, but it's coming through, so just channeling here. Something about like old bridges that had been built, and them needing to be like deconstructed to be reconstructed, because I'm even seeing something here disintegrating, and some people may not want to change them, but I'm seeing like something about the structures needs to be changed now. But if people want to like keep them the same or like don't want to change them, it's like something karmically that's going to transpire is what I'm seeing. This couldn't be like about actual like physical bridges, something needing to be like restructured. But somebody may want to keep it the way that it was because of like the establishment of it, but I'm seeing it's like on the precipice of a change that needs to happen, and it may even get like destroyed if it's not changed quickly enough, or like something may even fall apart. This can also be establishments, it can be so many different things. Like for those of you guys that are seeing like on a 5D level, you may see this relate to something physically. You may also see this start like connecting on the astral plane for you. Like you may be seeing this be relatable to multiple layers, to multiple planes. You could have also been like holding up or holding out against something, but having the Tower, for some of you, this isn't even your energy. You could have felt like there's another collective energy that was like holding you back from allowing something to happen, but I'm seeing it's going to happen anyway. And there is sort of like this new quest that's starting. It feels like even collectively, but you can also be experiencing this personally within your life. You could have felt like there was something that needed to sort of break loose, and I'm seeing that happening. Whoever it was or whomever it was that was sort of trying to like keep something from transpiring, I'm seeing this just be totally like eviscerated and broken down. Like the Tower comes through because something had been becoming like imbalanced, and so I'm seeing this like open up to and lead to a new pathway. And I'm seeing that sort of be reflected on like, what do we do with this now? It's kind of like this path has arrived and you see this road and you're looking down it and being like, I wonder where this leads, but I'm not seeing you take action immediately. You're sort of like, what do I need to pack with me to like walk down this road? And something may feel overwhelming, like, do I have enough stuff in my backpack to be able to sort of make this trip? And I'm seeing you start getting like stressed out, but then when you're at that point where you're like, I feel even frozen because I just like need some more direction here, or I need an answer, I'm seeing that actually come through like right when you need it. So if you were feeling kind of lost about something, or you were just starting to feel overwhelmed, or you were like, can I even do this? Like, am I empowered enough to do this? Like, are my abilities fit to be doing this? And start like stressing yourself out, like overthinking, but it has to do with like your self-efficacy is what I'm seeing. I'm getting then like these answers come through for you, and it's telling you that like something needed to be changed. Like even the way that you had been thinking about things before, whatever this information is that comes through, it helps you expand your mind in a necessary way to move forward, then, is how I'm seeing this, okay? I'm looking at Scorpio, Mars, Virgo, and Mercury. So yeah, whatever this was that had been creating like almost too much tension, I'm seeing just a balloon bursting here. So it's like that just all kind of fades, and just like a balloon bursting, that energy, it doesn't disappear, it changes form. And that's exactly what I'm seeing happening. But there's something about how things had been before and like the structure before that the death card is like rapping at the door of this house that needs to like evolve and change and be deconstructed again to be reconstructed. But I'm seeing it be sort of a bit of a challenge to make that happen, because it's like, well, this is an established thing. Yeah, it's coming through again. Traditionally, the way that things have been, it's going through a very big upgrade. I'm hearing upgrades specifically, but that means that old established ways of doing things are going to be changing as well. And the people that like to rely on the foundation of commonality and familiarity are not going to be liking the food that's being served. However, like that's what there is to eat. So it's going to happen anyway. So yeah, if you feel like you're holding on to things that are obsolete, traditions and just like, I see it as being arbitrary if you're like, the only reason we're going to keep doing this is because we've been doing this. The menu's changing, so that's what's happening. All right, guys, we are going to leave the reading here. I'm seeing Taurus, Scorpio, Virgo, Mars, Mercury. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you for connecting. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.